swinging a hammer to gong, gong, and I love it. Hello there.
Like and subscribe.
Do it. Okay. Here we go. Greetings, travelers, and welcome to the lore dimension. Today we are once again back in a galaxy far, far away. We're talking Star Wars. Obviously.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've done any kind of reviews, and that's what I have for you today. I have been tempted and had it recommended to watch various newer Star Wars shows, of which... What Star Wars shows? No, I'm kidding. But there are only 6 movies. I went back and forth about whether I should watch The Acolyte or Ahsoka, and then I settled on something maybe less torturesome. So I've watched Andor. Rather, I've started watching Andor. Now, all of this is going to be as much as possible from a lore-based perspective. Granted, the Star Wars Expanded Universe is massive. It's huge. Hence why it's the Expanded Universe and not necessarily canon anymore. However, in my heart, it is. It is canon. It is the real Star Wars. If you want to know the difference, I made a video. You know I made a video on it. Go check it out. Maybe after this one. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing the first 2 episodes of Andor. I'm doing 2 episodes together because they seemed to start kind of slow, so I wanted somewhat substantial videos. So, you open, it tells you this is BBY 5, which years in Star Wars are told in BBY or ABY, and that's before the Battle of Yavin or after the Battle of Yavin. Battle of Yavin is when the first Death Star went boom. And you're on the planet Morlana 1. Not really relevant. You go back there a couple of times. So my initial impression is it felt a bit more cyberpunk than Star Wars with the settings. And I know rainy planets are totally a thing. Look at Camino. But it was both the setting and the clothes and just the entire kind of feel at the start of it very much didn't feel super Star Warsy for me. Yeah, Star Warsy, it's a word. So here you meet the main character, Cassian Andor. There it is. There's the name. Roll credits, go home. Kidding. Cassian is looking for his sister on Morlana 1.
I'm looking for my sister.
He gets accosted
He's not laughing anymore. If you've got corpo ID now, would be the time to pull it out.
by employees of a private security company doing, like, contract work for the Empire? Although it might still be called the Republic at this time. Unclear. Unclear, because they say Imperial things, but then they also talk about the Republic. So, after this altercation, he then flees home, and that's when it finally starts to kind of feel like Star Wars. In the plot, he has this Imperial box that I can't remember the name of because it's not very memorable, or super relevant to the plot later on, you find out, that he is trying to sell, and of course, as he's on the run, he needs to skedaddle. One thing I did notice, because the show does go back and forth between flashbacks of him when he was a child, the clothes in the flashbacks don't feel like they fit the tribe-like dwelling that he had. They seemed very full of seams, like sewing machine seams. So that just felt a little bit unrealistic, both as a creator of things and of videos. Like I've done short films and the like before, and I've worked on Netflix productions and, you know, other things, and that just costume-wise does not feel great. It feels Star Warsy, but not necessarily appropriate for that group of people. So he has this Imperial box to sell, and he has his friend Bix, who I definitely heard as Biggs, and so I put closed captioning on because I was just not struggling with the auditory processing today. No thank you. Bix got in touch with the buyer. Real quick, I do want to say, I love the droid. I love the droid. I love droids. R2-D2, Chopper, even C-3PO, as annoying as he can be, I love Star Wars droids. So initially I thought Bix could potentially be another sister of his, or someone else from his flashbacks of his childhood. That got squashed fairly quickly, but it admittedly was a little bit hard to follow and a little bit challenging to get engrossed into. I get that they tried to throw these stakes at you, but then the progression to things happening felt very slow. Not bad, necessarily. Like, I'm hooked, I still want to watch it, but just a bit drawn out.
2,000 years later.
And then we're kind of following sort of two storylines of Cassian on his planet trying to get out, and the private security company trying to find him, being a native of a planet called Canary. Canary? It sounded like canary, like the bird when they first said it, but it's spelled like this. Canary. So in the flashbacks of his childhood, he lives in this kind of non-technologically advanced tribe of people that live on this planet, and an Imperial vessel crash lands on it. And so he accompanies the tribe of other children to go and investigate. Now, quick question, where are the adults on Canary? And maybe we'll find out. I'm hoping that's part of the story, because if it's not explained, that is a massive plot hole, and just like, what is it? Because I've watched all of Stargate Atlantis numerous times. I know there was a certain planet they visited on Stargate Atlantis that either you couldn't live past a certain age, or if you did, they sacrificed you, or whatever it was. So if it's that kind of situation, I hope that gets explained. Or if something tragic happened to all of their parents at once, I just want to know why it's all kids. Okay. Thanks. I do like the use of flashbacks in that they do help you feel a bit more attached to the character. You know, you can see he does care about his sister, and, you know, he wants to be this brave explorer person as a kid, and then grows up to do cool stuff. Sort of, I think. We'll see. Admittedly, the first episode didn't feel like the most engrossing. Felt a bit blah. But we soldier on to the next episode, which we're going to talk about right now. Episode 2, called That Would Be Me. Right at the start, I just want to point out, the town bellman, that's cool. That's neat. I like that. I like everything about that as creating like your own culture. Like, this bell is keeping the time for people, but it's a dude just swinging a hammer to gong gong, and I love it. Hello, Aunt Petunia.
Don't you say a word. I mean it. And now in a single night, I'm expected to leave.
Which is the first thing I said when I saw Cassian's mom. And Matt was like, oh, no way, it is. And I was like, hello there. If you didn't get this reference, I don't think this video is for you.
Hello there.
So, in the second episode, the Imperial independent contractor is once again still looking for this man, Cassian, from Canary, and they specifically put it out as they're looking for a man from Canary. Which, what's the deal with Canary? Like, what happened there? Which they go into a little bit of what happened there later in this episode, but like, what actually happened? I think they're going to tell us, because they seem to be building around that. So I'm excited to see that come to light. Next question. Who the heck is the buyer? This mysterious man. Oh, wait a minute. It's Bill Turner. And that is what I'm going to continue to call him because that's what I know him as. Bix's man friend, boyfriend, employer, partner, the guy, ends up ratting out Cassian because I think he's jealous of their friendship.
Not sure yet. We're about to get an image.
Come on, dude. You're just a disappointment. While this is all going on, Cassian is just like making more preparations to leave the planet, and there's a whole lot of build up to leaving the planet. It's a whole lot. You know, roller coasters? Yeah, they're very like adrenaline-y, but you know when you get that straight up climb and it feels like you're climbing like so slowly? That's where it feels like this episode is. Anyway, one thing I also noted is that I would have expected to see a whole lot bigger variety of species for Star Wars. Like, it's Star Wars. You know, we're seeing a lot of, like, ethnic diversity, which is great. Where are the Bothans? Where are the, I don't know, Gungans even? Maybe not, because you don't really see them as much. But, like, where are the Barabels and the Wookiees and the Jawas and the Platoons? Like, there's so many species. Not even that I can even name all of them. There's so many of them. Where are they? The planet they're on, Ferrix, it seems real human. Real human. And maybe it's like a colony that was colonized by specific beings that are human, like Twi'leks? Anything? Nemoidians? Cato-Nemoidians? Like Toydarians? I'm just naming Star Wars species now, please. Any of them. There's only been 2 notable aliens that I've seen. And they've barely had, like, parts.
What?
Since when do you take orders from Nurture?
Don't answer that.
He said all I needed to do was stand here. No, there's no...
Bit strange. So, with flashbacks and everything, we're starting to learn more about Cassian's past and what led him to being where he is now. Looking for his sister. One thing I have been asked to point out, specifically by my husband, is that the opening title graphic bothers him so much because of the O. Because it... Why? Why is it... I'm gonna put it right here. Why is it like this? You know, all of the others are solid, and then the O is just like that. It bothers him every single time. So we do find out a little bit more about what may have happened on Kenari, in that it said there was a mining accident and there were no survivors. Definitely feels like an Imperial cover-up to me. So very curious as to, like, what led to all that. This guy from the private security agency then, like, gears up. His boss leaves, tells him to not bother with this, and he takes the reins and he's like, well, we're gonna bother with this. Gets ready to spearhead a mission to go and find this man.
Thank you for being here.
What a terrible idea that turned out to be. But that's might be for the next video, so. Cassian finally, like, books his transport to leave the planet. Like, it's planned, he's gonna go that day.
How much for a run to Tasser?
You better be ready in an hour.
Cool. Episode ends. What? Just more build-up. So that's the first 2 episodes, and that's all I'm covering in this video. So if you want the next 2 episodes, they will be coming, but you're gonna have to, like, go down there and subscribe so that you get notified when they come, because I'm working on them. By the time you're watching this, I've already recorded them and potentially started to continue watching. So I'm just saying, you should probably subscribe. But what are your thoughts on the show? Because I have heard incredible things about it. So if it is just ramping up, hi bunny, you want to come up? She wanted to join me. What are your thoughts on the episodes, first 2 episodes, on the show in general? No spoilers, please. I've heard really, really good things about it. I've heard people say it's like the best Star Wars thing to come out of Disney. Other people definitely have said that. We will see if I join them in having that opinion. Where are you going? No, that's my jank. No. But I'm curious as to what your thoughts are, because I want to know from like core Star Wars fans, like the OG ones. Does it stick to the lore? But with that, I think I'm going to wrap up the video. If you liked it, make sure you go down and let me know by hitting that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you get notified when we've got the next parts, because we'll be sticking with this dimension for a little bit. Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, we'll go back to Middle-earth and other places. Potentially Hawkins, Indiana soon. But I really want to watch through Andor in anticipation of another season coming out. So, with that, I'll see you in the next video. Safe travels. And may the Force be with you. We're talking Star Wars, baby. Didn't like that.